All right. Welcome to the Groomers table. I'm Eddie, the CEO of Grooms on social media, and today we have Priscilla with me. It's actually her with us. It's actually her podcast, but we're reformatting the way we do podcasts because we want to make sure that we can answer more questions instead of just having to rely on bringing people on.
Yes, exactly. Welcome back, you guys.
So we hope you guys enjoy this new format that we're trying to work with. And we're going to bust out episode after episode after episode answering your guys' questions. So today we are on live and we have you guys with us. So we're going to go through some questions and let's see what they ask us.
Okay.
Let's start with the first one. Let's go back up. Where did he go?
It was favorite food.
No, let's go to, I think Pest Stylist B, that's Brian. What do y'all do for fun outside of the grooming industry?
I like to go hiking. I like to do that for fun.
For fun?
Yeah.
I recently started fishing. I haven't caught anything yet, so it's not that fun. But I feel like our lives revolve not necessarily around the industry, but the industry is what we do. So a lot of our things revolve around that. And then when we do have spare time, I think it's more family time.
It is family time.
And trying to find that, so-called balance of if we're not doing anything grooming related or related to work, we're doing stuff with the family.
Exactly. All right. Let's see what else.
How was today? Today was a little bit stressful.
You want to elaborate?
So.
Oh, my God.
I think that, I had an interview. I had to service our van. All in the meantime, while we had a busy schedule. So Priscilla might say that I didn't do much today at work. Is that true?
No.
Then what are you talking about then? Okay, we had bad dogs. Okay. She didn't want me to say that.
I mean, you just blasted yourself. But that's okay.
Wow. What is the best protocol when asking customers for tips after you're done grooming with their pets? What would you say that is?
What is the best protocol when asking customers for tips after you're done grooming their pets?
So I've actually made a video about this, and it happens to me every time I go to Starbucks. Everybody gets scared and says, okay, do you want to answer the questions? Or anywhere you go, they say, do you want to answer the questions? And personally, when I do mobile, I let them know. I was like, hey, this is your total. It's going to ask you if you'd like to leave a tip after. It's not mandatory, but I always appreciate it. And then you can choose your receipt option afterwards. So personally, I think that the best way to ask for a tip is just ask for a tip. Let them know they can tip if they like.
Yeah, don't be scared. Don't be scared to ask for a tip.
Don't get nervous. You know what?
Who's nervous?
No, someone said don't get nervous. I get nervous. I get nervous actually speaking in front of crowds. And you guys saw that we just had our seminars and there was a lot of people, and it's different than just me sitting in a room recording versus a lot of people looking at you. I feel like I choke a lot.
We're working on that though.
Priscilla's actually the better public speaker than I am.
I do better at public speaking, but probably do worse online and recording videos.
Was it hard to get the plants up? We assembled it below and then we put it up. It was a little bit hard to put up.
It was really fun to put up though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We made a video about it, but we never posted it. So we have to post it.
Yeah. Did we?
Yeah. No, I gave it to you, but I don't think we ever posted it. As it says, in your opinion, as a mobile groomer such as myself, is there a protocol when it comes to asking customers? Oh, that's what I did. So yeah, as a mobile groomer, when I'm out there, I just straight out ask for the tip. Here's your total. You can tip me. If not, it's okay. And then you can choose your receipt afterwards.
Yeah, it's nice because, we turn our phone over and then it shows the tip amount and then they'll be able to choose. And also it shows like how they want their receipt. So it just gives them a moment to the phone. And sometimes you could avoid even just being like, can you give me a tip? It shows.
Yeah. Someone asked, what software are you using? We use a software that's not based out of, it's not a grooming software. We use something called Acuity, if that's what you're asking, for scheduling and online scheduling. But there's so many software choices out there, and I know I've been talking to quite a few, and they're all trying to improve the service that they have for us groomers. So you can always do your homework and see which one best fits you. But it's very important to have software.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially online scheduling.
Yes, I definitely agree.
What tips can you give for marketing a new business?
Ooh, that's your favorite, Eddie.
So I think I've always done marketing. Before we even started grooming, I was pretty much a marketer in my other businesses. And for some reason, I always liked marketing. As a new business, you have to really put yourself out there. We made sure that we were on Google. We made sure that we were on Yelp. We made sure we were doing Instagram ads, Facebook ads, Yelp ads. The only ones that didn't do were Google ads because I feel like they were a little bit outdated for us. But for the most part, I did a lot of Yelp. I did a lot of Yelp. I did a lot of Instagram, and I did a lot of Facebook.
Yeah.
And I feel that even before we opened the salon, we were already busy because we had so much interest through Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, and also sponsorships like with schools and stuff like that. That's a cool way of like marketing your business. Also, we just recently did a a trunk or treat. That was another way.
That was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, that was another way of marketing our business.
I think the point is to really stand out in your community. Mm-hmm. Whether it's community events or marketing, you want to get your name out there.
Yeah, exactly. I have a hair on my eyelash and it's really bugging me.
Someone asked if we both grew. And I feel like I think we get this a lot. If I grew, because I don't post a lot of myself grooming. And I think today I posted a little bit, and I do groom myself. I learned from you, and I'm still learning from you. And, I've been lucky to make a lot of friends in this industry that are always willing to teach me.
So the question was, do we both groom?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I groom. I just don't post as much as I would like to. And I also don't get a groom as much as I would like to because I am running a business. But for Eddie, he's been a cat groomer way before he was a dog groomer. But he's an amazing groomer. I wish he would post a little bit more.
But just like she said, like we're too busy running our business that it's hard for us to stop running it and groom.
But I'm taking advantage, especially right now with the holidays coming or the holidays being here, to groom.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I look like crap today, so I've been grooming.
It says we need to open a location in San Diego. You know what? We had a lot of fun in San Diego. If it wasn't so far, I don't know. I'll think about it.
It's really beautiful. Really beautiful.
Let's see. What was the hardest thing about starting your store? What are you? We opened our business together, but I think that we both had different struggles. What are your struggles? What did you struggle with opening the store?
Starting was my biggest struggle.
And what do you mean by starting? Like what didn't you want to do?
I was scared of everything. Scared of failures, scared of what if. I was just scared.
True. Yeah. You were scared.
Yeah.
for me, I don't think I necessarily struggled much. I was more of struggling with making sure that you were on board and that you were okay with everything and not so scared. Mm-hmm. Besides the money or besides opening, those are things that I knew that I would figure it out. I don't think it's a bad habit, but I have a habit of just doing things and then figuring them out later.
Yeah.
There we go. Paused.
I mean, we can get into that another day of why I was really scared, because I feel like there's a long story of why I was scared. It wasn't that I didn't think that I could do it or that we couldn't do it. There was just a lot of fear coming from a certain place.
Our kids keep calling and calling.
Yeah.
Someone asked, how much did it cost to open our first store? I think realistically, we probably spent about maybe like 70,000.
Yeah.
And we didn't spend that much because I did a lot of the work myself. And also, we had about 6-7 months to open. So we had time where we just bought equipment and did it little by little.
Yeah. I think I was still working somewhere else, and then I was working at home in the meantime while we were working on opening our salon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It says, what do you look for when hiring? What do you look for when hiring? And then I'll let them know what I look for when hiring. Again, because you guys have to understand that even though we have a business together, we still think differently and we have different ways of doing things.
Yes. For me, it's definitely, I look for how they groom. Gosh, you put me on the spot. There's like so many things that I look for.
Give me 3.
Okay. Their grooms, the way that they carry themselves. And if they're eager. There's so many. There's just like a list of things.
Is that 3 or 2?
Yeah, that was 3.
Okay. So you want to see how they groom.
I want to see how they groom.
How they carry themselves, and
if they're eager, motivated. Mm-hmm.
I think for me, since I mainly deal with the business side, same thing. It's, are they motivated? Mm-hmm. Are they willing to learn more? Mm-hmm. And are they a team player? Because no one wants someone who's not a team player. No one wants a know-it-all, and no one wants to work with someone who can't take direction.
Yes. And I also feel like when I say, how do they groom, that even entitles like, are they good with dogs? Are they aggressive with dogs?
Yeah.
So all that goes into play when I'm saying, how do they groom?
And I don't think we've ever really focused on if they can groom perfectly, but are they confident enough with their skills that we know that they can improve? Because I know that we can spot someone who is a groomer but isn't confident. And then there's groomers who aren't the best, but they're confident, or they carry themselves well. They just need direction.
Are they teachable?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
Any headaches or lack of motivation while grooming your last dog of the day? Basically because you're tired.
For instance, like today, actually, I was like, cool, this is my last dog of the day. Like, I'm going to put in a little extra time and make this haircut look amazing. But that was because I knew it was my last dog of the day and I had no other dogs waiting. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, I think I understand when people say that they're tired with their last dog, but if you look at it differently, like you said, like, okay, it's my last dog, I have a little bit of extra time, there's no one coming in after that, like, let me work on it a little bit more. Yeah. So even though you're tired, you're pretty much done, so why not, take that time to either work on your skills or improve it. We tell our employees all the time that if they're slow, or it's their last dog, or if they know that they don't have an appointment back to back, that's the perfect time to kind of brush up on your skills. Take a little bit longer, play with the dog a little bit more, and practice.
Yeah, I still don't think we really answered their question, though.
No. Our answer is pretty much like, we're not necessarily like lacking motivation.
Yeah.
We don't lack motivation for our last dog. We're motivated that it is our last dog.
Yeah.
So it's
true.
It's just kind of how you look at it. It's either you feel like you're lacking motivation, or you could be motivated to know that once you're done, you get to go home.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, though, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, we're tired. Thank you guys for all the nice comments. How do you deal with dogs that are difficult to groom because of behavioral problems? How do you deal with them?
What type of difficulty are we talking about? Are we talking about aggressive? Are we talking about challenging?
I mean, let's talk about bite. Let's talk about biters first. How do you deal with a biter?
I don't do biters.
How do you deal with the dog that doesn't want to stand around and it's going crazy?
But let me elaborate. So I deal with biters to a certain extent. Like if I put a muzzle on the dog and the dog isn't trying to bite me aggressively through the muzzle, then I'll continue. Like say if I'm doing the paw pads or something, or just rounding the feet and the dog tries to nip but isn't trying to kill me, then I'll do the dog still. But if the dog is trying to eat me alive, I won't do the dog. I will send the dog home. It just, for me, it's just I no longer do dogs that bite. Eddie will. When I first started my grooming career, I was doing all the bad dogs and I was great with
I don't know if people can hear you or not because you're on mute or not.
I don't know.
Can you guys hear Priscilla? It's not that we're recording this no matter what, but I was wondering if you guys can hear her. Let me through this one, right? Can you guys hear Priscilla? Someone let me know. Yes. Okay. They say they can't hear you. Okay. No matter what, we're recording this, but I was just wondering if we could or not. Okay. So they could hear you. So back to the aggressive dogs or how we deal with them. Let's see. I just want to go back.
Yeah. Earlier in my career, I did tons of bad dogs, aggressive dogs, and I was really good with them. But now
honestly, I think I learned my lesson too. We don't really do that many aggressive dogs anymore or aggressive cats. And it's not that we can't, because I think a lot of people start shaming other groomers. Oh, you can't do this, or I'll do it,
It's just too much of a liability, especially when you have so many employees. That's the only reason I don't do them anymore. It's not that I can or that I don't want to. It's just, it's too much of a liability. Yeah.
She actually made a good point the other day when she said, like, we're not doing bad dogs anymore because we have employees. When it used to be just us, cool, we get bitten and, we could take ourselves to the hospital and whatnot if we would have to. But now it's different when your employee gets bitten, or it's different when something happens to an employee. That's a whole different ballpark of liability, and it's true, we don't want to take that risk anymore.
No.
And realistically, probably 90% of the owners that have those difficult dogs don't appreciate it.
They don't.
They'll come in and be like, oh, we haven't been here in forever, and then we'll take the time to do it, and whether we charge them more or not, then we'll see them again next year. They won't keep up with it.
Exactly.
Someone said, what's harder to transition, from mobile to shop or shop to mobile? Now mobile, I'm thinking of starting a shop too. I've actually had a lot of people ask me this question recently, personally, and they asked me, should I start a shop or should I start mobile? With the shop, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that goes into play where I think you need more employees other than just yourself.
I know you and I definitely have a different opinion with this, only because you love mobile.
I love both.
Yes. I think we've had a hard past 2 years with the mobile, so I haven't really cared for it as much. Been annoyed with it, but since we changed our converter, I feel like everything's going to be amazing. But I definitely feel like it just depends on the type of system that you have.
Well, I think of it's more also for like someone starting. So I tell people, if it's going to be just you and you think it's going to just be you for a while, mobile is the easier way to go, where you don't have to manage anything. Mm-hmm. If you're willing to take the risk of having employees and bringing in on people, then you open up a store.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to do both, I think what we did is we started with the shop first, but we started with the shop and then we got a mobile to service that area for that shop.
Yeah.
And then we opened up store number 2. And then we got a mobile to service the area surrounding that shop as well. Mm-hmm. So you'll still have customers, whether you're in mobile or in shop, being able to service your customers in both ways really helps.
Yeah, I agree.
It says, I opened a very successful salon a year ago. There are no groomers to hire and a shortage in the community. Is it better to turn away clients and groom solo, or to try to train a bather to keep growing?
Train a bather.
train a bather, train someone, find someone that you can trust, you know, whether it's a friend or family, start with those and be like, hey, I'm doing really good at grooming. Let them know how much you're doing, and then they might be convinced to come over. I think it's always very tricky when you're going to teach someone and people are scared of that. But if you can find someone you can trust to teach, then I would do it. If you have to turn away clients in the meantime, turn them away, but do your best to really find someone to work with you.
Yeah.
That's literally the only way to expand is I think we have always not overhired, but I'm always willing to interview someone. I've never really turned down any like interview, especially if I know that they're a good groomer.
We've overhired a few times.
Yeah. They were a little bit overhired right now. When a customer rebooked with you or just tells you that they want you as a groomer, in your opinion, is that a better compliment and a challenge to do better than tips?
Wait, what?
When a customer rebooked with you or just tells you that they want you as a groomer, so pretty much like, is that a compliment?
I would say yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, it's a compliment if they want to rebook with you. And as far as the tips, I mean, I think they're still going to give you a tip, or you'll get more, or you'll secure your tip with that repeat customer. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's definitely a compliment when someone wants to rebook with you.
Definitely.
What are your thoughts on refunds for customers? Say when they complain about the groom, in what instance would you give a refund? So we really strongly believe that there's no refunds. There's very small instances where we will give a refund. Sometimes like it's not worth the headache.
Not even a complete refund.
Yeah.
More so a discount on the haircut.
So we've never given a complete refund. We say, oh, I don't like the haircut. Okay, I'm sorry you don't like the haircut. If the customer is being difficult, we'll refund them the portion of the haircut, not the bath, not the nails, not any of the add-ons. And of course, they're going to get mad, but it's like, hey, you got the refund for the haircut. We still bathed it. We still dried it. We still did the nails. We still cleaned the ears. We still de-shedded. We still did everything you asked for. You're unhappy with the haircut? Fine. If you don't let us fix it, here's the haircut portion.
Yeah.
But it's almost 99.9% chance we won't give them a full refund ever. What do you think about groomers who are just in it for the money only? Man, you got a lot of questions right there, but thank you for the questions. Here's the thing. I think we are all in it for the money. Now, there is like a fine line between you not caring about your job and only doing it, let's say, for the money in that sense. But realistically, we all want to make good money as groomers. And like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's the point. The point that, let's say, we are trying to push also as our mission is making sure that people or groomers can see a different side of groomers, or groomers can see that they can do more, and we should be seen as professionals.
Yeah, so I definitely believe that. Like, there is a fine line of, do you care about the dog? Like, you have to care about your job, the dog, everything like that. But like, if you're just in it just to be like, oh, whatever, this dog is just going to make me money, and you don't care about the well-being of the dog, then yeah, you probably shouldn't be in this business at all.
And realistically, if anybody says, hey, I'm going to become a groomer for money, they're not going to make it. They're not going to make it when they got to pick up dog poop. They're not going to make it when the dog is bad.
Or when their haircuts look like shit.
Yeah, no amount of money is going to keep you through a job like this, because there's groomers quitting left and right. It's literally only someone who's passionate or truly passionate about grooming will stick to it.
Yeah. But like you said, everyone is in this business for money, because if you weren't, why would you be doing it?
Exactly. What's the next thing you want to learn?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
What's the next thing I want to learn? Poodles. I'm waiting for my friend Katrina to finish learning so she could teach me.
You're going to piggyback off?
Yes,
Katrina?
I am going to piggyback off her. I already told her. But poodles. Yes. What about you?
I'm trying to think. What else I want to learn?
It's not that I don't know how to do poodles. I just want to do them, breed standard.
I think I want to I would like to continue grooming and doing more in grooming, but it's just hard. You know, I don't have the time to like really buckle down and be as great of a groomer as I want to, because we're just too busy.
Yeah.
I can't groom and have like my phone ringing. Like anytime I'm at work and my phone is just ringing nonstop, I just can't. It's either I turn it off and don't answer anybody, or you know, I just can't go to work.
What about you, for whoever asked that question?
Oh, we won't know. Was there a piece of marketing advice that you were reluctant to implement but ended up being really successful? I think we've been open to do all types of marketing, but one thing that I think that we've been lacking on is our email marketing. Mm-hmm. And we have a database of about 5,000 clients, and we sent an email blast. And according to Square, which was tracking it, it tracks the people that came from the email, and it said, last time I checked, I think within 3 days, it said we had already made like 2,500 off the email blast.
Oh yeah, and I feel like just as of recently, I have seen some customers, even today. Remember I told you, I was like, oh, this person hasn't been here since like 2020, 2022. So I feel just like sending that email.
Yeah, it really worked.
It really did work.
So email marketing is definitely the way to go. Keep building your database, grab those or capture your customers' information, and then start spamming them. Especially on the holidays.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right, so let's get one more to wrap it up today. Okay.
You're doing great today, Eddie.
Thank you.
I know I'm very quiet, but it's just I'm exhausted.
She didn't want to do this. She was tired. But it's funny because one of my kids always says, Dad, you always say right now. Like, yeah, I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to record a podcast right now. We're going to do it right now.
Look, I had mopped the whole salon. The whole salon.
I vacuumed it.
Why you lying?
I vacuumed and then you did it.
He's lying.
All right, so I want to end it off with this one. And don't worry, we're gonna keep doing this because we don't want to have a podcast where we're just here talking on the topics we want to talk about. We want to have a podcast where we're answering questions and we talk about the issues that every groomer is dealing with, because we're all going through the same thing. Yeah. No matter what, we're no different than anybody. Like, we have shitty days too.
Like and today.
I don't think it was that bad. It was bad. All right. So how do you remain confident when you have a shitty day? Because today you feel like you had a shitty day. So how did you stay confident through it? She stayed confident, but she stayed angry.
No, that is true. That is true. I stayed completely confident that I was going to get my day, that I was going to finish my day, but I was irritated, and there was a moment during the day where I was just like, look, Priscilla, you need to fucking relax. Like, it's okay. Everything's going to be okay.
I was scared for my life.
But when I go into work mode, like, that's it. I'm like, I just need to work, and nobody, please don't stop me. I think Rolando was trying to Rolando was trying to record me, and I was like, not right now. I'm not trying to record. I need to work.
I try to multitask a lot. I was like, come on, let's record a couple videos. Let's record a podcast after while we're drowning in dogs.
Well, I was drowning in dogs. You were recording and over there drowning in dogs. And I'm like, come on.
I think one thing that we've always told our employees is, if you're behind, you're behind. There's nothing you can do, you know? And when you have those shitty days, all you can do is just get through it.
Yeah, because look at me now, I'm laughing about it. But that's just me. I always laugh about my traumas.
So I think you just have to remember, not every day is shitty. So remember that you have good days. Remember that you have bad days. And when you have those shitty days, just get through it.
Everything's going to be okay. After every storm, there's a rainbow.
Go to sleep. Grab a drink. I was going to say do some drugs. I don't know what people are into these days.
Oh my gosh. Maybe I think what he means by drugs, maybe weed.
This is not the podcast we wanted to do.
Oh my God.
Do whatever you need to do to relax, go to sleep, and then wake up refreshed.
Meditate.
Meditate, read a book.
Take
go
a
to
cold
the gym.
shower. Cold showers
are
are really good for you guys. Eddie hates them.
Yeah, they're cold. Well, we want to thank you guys for coming on to this different, episode of the Groomers Table. And we're actually on a brand new, nice wax table. They're really nice. So thank you, Wax, for letting us have this table to shoot on and work on. And we hope that you guys enjoy this podcast style. And we want to bring more of it to you guys.
Yeah, next time we'll be a little bit more prepared.
See you next time.
Are we?
I mean, I could end it.
The reel of you making the reel.
Oh my
He
gosh.
made our camera guy made a reel of us making a reel.
Oh, my poor child. Look at him. Can we go home now, Mom?
We work, we all work.
Oh my gosh. Hey, you know what? Give it to my son. He has been cleaning all day with me, grooming dogs all day with me. He helped me. He is a true MVP. I love you.
And he's gonna get paid $5 an hour. How many hours? How many hours have you been here?
Since 8.
Huh? Since 8? So what's so maybe you made like $50. That's good for a kid, right?
And you know
He'll
what?
take it.
I'm really proud of myself. I don't care. I am really proud of myself. I cleaned my whole house before leaving to work and then cleaned the whole salon, and now I get to go home to a clean house.
Yeah. I helped you clean, right?
No, he didn't.
I'm just not much of a cleaner, guys.
No, I'm kidding.